The Plumbing Marketing Profits Podcast. Interviews with million-dollar-plus plumbing and HVAC business owners on how they market and grow their companies in today's economy. Hear directly from the most successful leaders in your business and discover what they are doing to keep their phone ringing, trucks running, and businesses booming. With your host, Josh Nelson.
Well, hey, this is Josh Nelson with the Plumbing and HVAC Marketing Podcast, and today I'm super excited to share an interview with you of Brian Sloan from TR Miller. They're a full-service HVAC company serving the greater Chicago market. And on this interview, Brian shares how they've been able to grow their company from 18 to 45 employees over the past 3 years, more than doubling their revenue. How they've built up over 600 Google reviews using some cool tools and some cool cultural development elements. More importantly, he'll just kind of share what they're doing to keep the phone ringing, trucks running, and their business booming. Check it out.
Hey Brian, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So as you know, I'm going to be interviewing you today for our Engage newsletter and our podcast and our webinar. So this content here, I'm going to type it up and have it ready for our newsletter, but we'll also be using the footage for our clients to ever refer to it. So I just want you to introduce yourself to everybody. Can you tell us a little bit about your background, a little bit about TR Miller, and how you kind of got to where you are today?
Awesome. Yeah, great question. So a little bit about us. We are a residential heating and cooling contractor in the Chicago market. Been in business for about 11 years now. We started off with my father. He's our founder. He purchased a new construction company at the time. It was 2008. Economy was a little rough, so he purchased a new construction company. When we first started, we did new construction, light commercial and residential, and 11 years later, we're primarily 99% residential service and replacement. So I guess a little bit about us.
That's awesome. And so can you tell us how many trucks you're currently running?
Yeah, so we only do heating and cooling. And so we have, I believe, 8 service trucks, 5 install trucks, and 3 dedicated comfort consultants, and 1 technician who sells. So that's a little bit on our fleet.
Awesome. And then in the office, you have roughly how many CSRs?
So we have 3 CSRs, a dispatcher, a call center manager. We have a marketing we're currently onboarding right now. We have a controller starting next week. And then maybe 3 or 4 other people, trade administrators, myself, my brother. He's our install manager. We have a service manager and my dad, warehouse guy. So we have quite a few guys anyways.
That's great. So it does take a village, I guess, to raise the entire company.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it takes a lot to keep the guys busy and support really, we're really, the office is here to support the guys in the field.
Great. So then can you tell us, so you're obviously not the one person in charge. There are a couple different people who wear hats. How did you get into the role that you are in today? And can you tell us what you do?
Yeah, great question. So about 5 years ago, I was the general manager, and so I wore every hat. So I was the service manager, the install manager, marketing guy, the finance guy, the office manager, the call center manager, and we've had some really great growth over the last 3 to 4 years. And so with that growth, we've onboarded those positions. And so I was general manager for up until recently. I moved into the president role. So it took a while, but that's a little bit about how I got where I'm at.
So what can you say to somebody maybe who is juggling like all of those different positions? And I know it's hard to sometimes let go of giving different parts of your business over to another person to kind of handle for a while, but isn't it freeing, or at least didn't that help you guys double almost in size in the last 2 years?
Yeah, it's been awesome. So we have some of the best managers in our area anyways. our service manager, he's probably one of the reasons that we get as many reviews as we do. They meet weekly. Our install manager, same, they meet weekly, talk about their process, how they're going to install, customer relations. Call center, they meet often, one-on-one, stuff like that. So it's all important. If you grow without hiring those managers, one, you get really stressed out, and two, the people that need the attention don't get the attention they deserve.
So I'm going to ask you a couple of your questions regarding some of your marketing. So first, what is your ideal customer?
Well, 5 years ago, everyone was our customer. So anyone that wrote a check was our customer 5 years ago. We've kind of become more selective. So 5 years ago, we did commercial, new construction, residential, especially with the challenges of getting good techs. We decided that we wanted to be more selective. So we really kind of only narrowed our customer to a residential customer, customers who are the homeowners. So we kind of stay away from rental situations, multifamily homes, and then your general demographics of 35 to 55 female, and then obviously your median income. We look at all those as well.
And so what are some strategies that you may use to target specifically these type of people?
Yeah, so we've recently, we used to be real heavy with the postcards. So like Chicago markets, it's really expensive to get into mass media. And we were a lot smaller 5 years ago, so our marketing budget was a lot smaller 5 years ago. And so we wanted to be super selective. And so, 5 years ago, we really just marketed direct mail to our existing customers because that's the easiest ROI. And then, as we grew from there, we looked at mass postcards, I guess I'll call it. Like Clipper has a great postcard, very affordable, not as selective though. You can just really choose zip codes and it goes to homeowners from there. We moved from there into, I'd say the last couple of years, we started getting more involved in our guerrilla marketing, which is probably my favorite. So you can be involved and give back to the community and call it guerrilla marketing. Like, how cool is that? So you can go, sponsor events, sponsor baseball teams, really give back to the community and call it guerrilla, and they call it guerrilla marketing. So I love guerrilla marketing. And then recently we're getting more into like your traditional, not traditional, but more into mass media, but we're looking at streaming services. So your Hulus, your, iHeartRadios, things like that.
That's interesting. That's fun. That's a whole different, market that I feel like hasn't been tapped into much. So that's
Yeah, we're exploring it. I want to be where the market will be in 5 years. I want to position myself there. And so, statistically speaking, your traditional mass media, your TV, your radio, it's really I think the split recently is maybe, 50% of users are on traditional TV, maybe in our market, 40% are on like your Hulus and your streaming TV. And so in 5 years from now, where's that split going to be? And so I don't have the funds to invest in the Chicago area in mass media, but I have the funds to be real selective on my demographics in the streaming TV world and the streaming radio world. So.
And so I know it's new, but have you seen maybe any return on investment there?
So we're currently onboarding a gentleman by the name of Mark. He'll be full-time marketing. A lot of community outreach, branding, and so what we're currently doing is we are measuring our market share over the last 3 years, and so he's currently working on that project. And then because with streaming TV and streaming radio, you can be real selective on your audience, and so we're going to do a zip code analysis and see, all right, well, these are the zip codes we targeted, and then what's been what was the percentage of increase in sales in those zip codes. And so we've only been doing it for a little bit now, and so it's just now I would say starting to get traction where you could get good measurements.
That's awesome.
So.
Well, I wish you the best of luck there.
Yeah.
So for everybody watching, I'm his personal account manager, and so I've been working with you closely now for almost 2 years, I would say. I think in October it's going to be 2 years that we've been working together. And so So I know a lot about how you guys function. So can you tell everybody maybe what it is that you guys do to attract online reviews?
Yeah. Um, so it all, online reviews is really about the customer experience. It's not about just going there, putting a part on as fast as you can and just leaving right away. And so the online review starts when the customer sees your marketing piece. And so what's the quality of your marketing? And then what's the quality of when they call your customer, your call center, whoever's answering your phone, what's that conversation look like? Are we asking the right questions? Are we sending the right technician there? Are we dispatching the right technician? Finally, when you get the opportunity to get a technician out there, it's, well, what's the quality of the service like when he gets there? What's that follow-up process look like? And so we invest heavily in training. So, again, each department has weekly trainings, just working on both, rotating soft skills, 1 week, technical skills the next. And so I guess our strategy for reviews is really just providing the best service in each department. We've been very blessed on it. We used to, rewind the clock like 3 years ago, we would measure, and we still do, but, we were probably like every other contractor, scratching our head. We have 3 bad reviews out there. It's really tough to get good reviews. What can we do? And so, we partnered up with, Plumber and HVAC SEO. I think you guys have a great platform. We partnered up with some other review management systems that integrate with our operating system. And so, as you go out there and you provide all these great services, because I think every contractor truly wants to provide a great service. And so when you go out there, I think the trick is just to have to. And so that was like the hardest hurdle for us to get over, is like, how do we ask for reviews? And so if you're asking for reviews and you got a great follow-up system and you partner up with people like Plumbing and HVAC SEO, I mean, you can drive those reviews. And so we used to measure, like, all right, well, what's our review percentage of calls ran? And so we used to look at all calls ran, and we'd say, all right, well, we got 20 reviews and we ran 100 calls. That's a 20% review conversion. And so I think for a long time we were on a platform and our conversion was around 14%. I haven't seen the numbers since we recently switched to a review management system that's really geared towards more Google reviews. However, I think last month we added maybe 80 Google reviews just last month. So before, with the old one, it took a long time for a customer to leave a review. So they got emailed a survey, and then they got to fill out this 5-minute survey, and then if the survey was good, they would send you to a review place. I think Google's put some checkpoints in place where you can't do that anymore, for one, but we wanted something super simple where a customer got a text message on their phone and it sent them straight to Google. Like, how was our service? Great, cool, Google, here you go. And so it's really, our conversion of Google reviews has gotten some awesome traction these last 3 months.
Yeah, I mean, overall, you generally, you generate so many positive reviews. Last year we did the Engage Awards for our company to produce the most reviews, and I want to say that you were in the top 5, if I'm not mistaken. So you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was fun, and that's good. And so you can definitely agree that it's not just a technician; it's all aspects of the company. So from the moment the phone rings to the moment that person receives an invoice, and then maybe even a follow-up call a couple of weeks later.
Yeah, I think sometimes I think people think it's the reviews left because of the service provided, when really it's about the customer experience, like the whole experience, like from the time they call till the time you leave. Like, it's everything in between. Everything matters, and everything even if maybe you got one person in your office and they're doing bookkeeping, answering the phones, dispatching. Really, just set a metric like, hey, our goal is to get 10% of the calls we run this month, try to get 10% of the calls we ran reviews, and then each month just raise the bar a little bit, just a percentage. All right, cool, we got 10 reviews last month because we ran 100 calls. Let's try to get 12, and just gradually raise it. Each month, I think, is kind of the trick.
That's awesome. So let's see. What other questions? How about social media?
Say that one more time.
So social media in this age where social media is so important these days, your online presence. So besides the customer experience, when someone looks you up, are you utilizing channels like Facebook and Instagram, things like that?
Yeah, so our social media, again, 3 years ago, I think it was right when Facebook started releasing ads, maybe not, but I think it was about 3 years ago. I wanted to, I knew it was going to be, I didn't know, but it kind of panned out. I thought Facebook would be a great place. I wanted to put ourselves in the market. And so 3 years ago when they first released, I think we jumped right in with our Facebook ad spend. So we do the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're on all the social media platforms. I don't look at it as, if someone's good furnished, well, we're very successful. I've heard we're very successful on like the moms of the local cities here. I heard we have some awesome referrals. I would say a lot of our business comes from referrals. It really does. But with that being said, I think Facebook's more of a branding. It doesn't really get a lot of direct response. But I just want people to, see our logo, to see our trucks, see us on Facebook when they're looking at their phones, and when it finally comes time that something breaks, unfortunately, if something breaks in their home, I want them to go to Google, search for, heating repair, Plainfield, Illinois, and see us in the top three on the SEO side or the Google local service side or the Google Maps, and say, I see them everywhere and I want to click on them and give them a call. And so I really look at it as a branding effort anyways.
Yeah, and even, going back to those referrals with moms, per se, if you're talking to one of their friends and they wanted to send a profile, as long as you have some sort of presence on these platforms, they can at least send that over. And although we don't necessarily see a return on investment, it's there for that reason, for the branding, like you were saying. So.
Yeah.
Perfect. And so, so 2 more questions. One,
yep.
What group, if any, are you a part of that may help you with training? And then the second question that I have kind of like burning inside, because you keep referencing 5 years ago, something happened 5 years ago to today that kind of pushed the company forward. So can you talk a little bit about that? What changed in the DNA of the culture of the company that got you to where you are today?
Got it. So I guess for us, we're part of, your traditional, the ACA, the forums. I guess that for me, 5 years. So 5 years ago, I got more, my dad gave me more reins in the business, I guess. Me and my brother got more involved in the business as far as the functionality goes, because I started off sweeping floors, I started off doing installs, fabrication. About 5 years ago, our father was blessed enough to give us, some inside positions, so we're not out there hauling furnaces into basements. Okay. And so we started looking at the ACA forums. And so what I would look for is, all right, who are some great marketing companies? And so I looked at the top 3, and you guys were, you guys have been a pillar of that success. And then I also looked at, all right, well, I need a business coach. So we looked at, what are some great organizations out there? Without listing them, I think Roundtable's one, Nexstar. There's maybe a couple more I'm missing. Sorry if I forgot a couple, but we joined Nexstar about 3 years ago. They've also been a pillar. I got a great business coach out of that. And they have coaches. Again, I was wearing every hat 5 years ago or 3 years ago. And so it's kind of like a handyman. I wasn't a master at any of them, but I was pretty good at all of them. And so really we've been able to pillar that and to get people to master them. And like I said, our install and service managers are great. Yeah, and so over the course of 5 years, I think 5 years ago we had about, even 3 years ago, we had maybe 18 employees, and now I think we're going to be pushing 45 here pretty soon. So we're in that ballpark anyways, so some great success.
Doubled in size.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's exciting. So congratulations on that. And so
thank you.
Is there any, like golden nugget that you want to give to anybody listening that may be in a place where they're trying to grow their business, or just any insight that you have for them?
I guess my insight would be find great partners. So people that specialize in the trade. When I first started this road, we looked at maybe local vendors. We realized they didn't have the capacity to get us to where we went, so we needed to find the best in the nation. And so really just try to find, go to a forum on ACA and look at whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, whether, online, review management systems, who are the top three. Reach out to all three of them, and whoever you feel is best for your company or you connect best with, move forward with, no matter whatever the service is, online, business coaching, review management systems, stuff like that.
Great. Well, thank you for that, and thank you for the last couple of minutes. I had a pleasure interviewing you. I know that you have a lot of information and a lot of knowledge that people can take home with them. So again, thank you. And congratulations again on doubling the size of your company in such a short amount of time.
Thank you so much, and it was great talking to you. And let me know if you need anything.
Thank you.
Well, I really hope you enjoyed today's interview. Lots of amazing insights. If you'd like to listen to other interviews just like this with highly successful plumbing, HVAC, and home service business owners on how they're growing, scaling, and expanding their business, go to plumbingmarketing.net. That's plumbingmarketing.net. There you'll find over 20 interviews with highly successful business owners that you can listen to and other insights that you can sink your teeth into. So go to plumbingmarketing.net, check it out, and we'll look forward to seeing you there.